Sustainability is key element of any developmental project. What will happen when funding partner close out or the funding cycle ends? It is impressive to see that CSO partners have factored this into their project planning and execution.
There is a sustainability mechanism already built in at different levels. First, within the program that we implement, we have what we call peer-to-peer learning. The first thing that we are putting in place is this peer-to-peer learning. So whereby we provide opportunity for the emerging to learn, to continue to learn from the matured or the developing. Among the 20, they form themselves into group, maybe 3 or 4 groups. We have them, and each group comprised of these categories.
For the peer learning session, it's a self-sustaining sustaining stream of work under the EU Act program. Why I say the self-sustaining is because we initiated it, but the CSOs that form every group, peer learning group, are the ones that facilitate and run the peer learning group.
We are also investing in what is called capacity development providers. So we identified that one of the problems why the capacity gap issue continues to fester in the civil society is that there are not sufficient organizations or agencies that provide tailor-made capacity building support to CSOs.
So eventually we picked 11 across the 6 geopolitical regions. So which means we have 1 in every geopolitical region. And the reason we did that is so that it's accessible to CSOs from anywhere. CSOs can link with any one of these institutions to work with. We have Mumbai House in Kano. It's an affiliate of the Bayero University. We have the American University of Nigeria in Adamawa. We have iCentra in Abuja. We have Clones House, which is an M&E firm in Abuja. We have the Center for Management and Development, that's government-owned, CMD, in Lagos and in Abuja. And they offer wide range of courses, particularly the CMD. Then we have TEP Center, we have CITAD, IT based in Kano as well. We have Wakol in Enugu. We have Tom's Associates that is well known for many years, providing trainings and support to so many organizations. So we have quite a number of them that people are familiar with and some that are new.
Before now, iCentra has been providing all our services to government organized, public sector, private sector, and non-governmental organizations. However, with our partnership and relationship with British Council on the ACT program, specifically, it has amplified our capacity to deliver to the clients and also open us up more to the development sector. All the CSOs that we never thought existed in Kano, in Sokoto, in Enugu. It's been very, very awesome. So it has further strengthened what we do and also added capacity, increased capacity to the team on ground, providing those supports to the CSOs and the non-governmental organizations.
Partnering with the ACT program, gave us that feasibility in the civil society space for them to know that, oh, this is Clones House that delivers capacity in the area of monitoring and evaluation. They are your go-to organization if you need to strengthen your capacity around monitoring and evaluation.
For me, the ACT program only sharpen our skills. Sharpen our skills in the sense that a lot of training, a lot of interactions has happened. Where we're now like, okay, we have this, but we've not been utilizing it this way. Instead, we've been utilizing it for public sector, private sector. Then we can actually redirect our thinking now on how best we can support these CSOs and NGOs. So the interaction we've been having with ACT program and all the activities that have happened so far has actually helped us that. In fact, I think the best CMD has achieved so far is even the e-learning module development that they were able to help us develop.
We're now, redesigning our, curriculums to suit the CSOs and further deliver value. So then before now, we used to just do basic project management, M&E for them, but we never knew that these guys would be interested in strategy before British Acts program. We never knew that we could provide financial training, financial management training for them. And we're also looking at developing a lot of other modules, project management for development sector, business innovation and strategy, essential business skills. Before, whatever you look at it, whether you are in the public sector or private sector or non-governmental organizations, your organization is designed to create value.
Another thing we did was to then bring these CDPs together to form a partnership so they can leverage on each other, because I said they are in different places. So the leveraging would support that. If there are lots of people from the northwest, for example, who would like to acquire training, a CDP can move to that place rather than having the CSOs come. It's cheaper for the CDP to move there, and then they can use facilities from their partner CDP that is based in that region. So we created that type of partnership as well.
If people ask, like, okay, who are the other entities that does the same kind of capacity building for civil society or capacity strengthening for civil society organizations in Nigeria? We couldn't quickly pick those names like, oh, okay, this organization does X, Y, Z. So I think the support from the ACT program made us also to understand those other partners, those people as capacity development partners now that we can also work with, we can exchange ideas with on delivering capacity. So I think that is another support that one really appreciates.
5 out of the 11 CDPs were also supported to develop e-learning courses. So we have 5 e-learning courses that will be launched in the next few months. We have on financial management, proposal writing, social research and analysis, gender and social inclusion, right-based approach to advocacy. So all of this would be launched online. It's for a fee, but it's a minimal amount, or something that CSOs can afford, and then it makes it accessible for CSO from wherever, because the courses are designed in such a way that even CSOs that are in hard to areas with low bandwidth can access it, because there would be the application that they can have on their Android phones or their Apple device, so which they can easily, once they download that application, they can easily take the courses.
So what we're doing is, once we retake some of these courses, we also record them such that we have them as self-paced courses, and we're able to also put them on the elements that ACT has provided for us, so that when CSOs go to that platform, they are able to have access to more materials than they already do.
Then the second thing we designed is to provide a resource web platform. That's the Civic Action Sustainable Society website, where most of our resource materials will be placed. So we had trainings in 17 different areas, and resource materials were developed. Toolkits were developed on the various training areas. Training manuals were developed, which any organization can pick and use in their organization, to step down these trainings, or to, if they want to retrain their staff on these areas, they can always go to the website and pick. It's free. We're placing all the resource materials there, and then our CSOs can have, even beyond our 200 CSOs, NGOs, CSO community in Nigeria can have access to those documents. And those are the ways that we seek to ensure that this program continues, the capacity building continues after ACT.
CMD is already thinking that in the next 3 to 5 years, we should be able to strengthen the capacity of 50 to 60 CSOs in the country. If not more, but we don't want to overblown our targets, and at the end of the day, we cannot achieve that. But we are looking at 50, 60 comfortably, 3 to 5 years. We are going to do more on a yearly basis, but we are starting with 50.
What we envisaged was like, yes, in the next 5 years, at least, we want to have provided support for at least 8 organizations within the next 5 years. So now, when we say 8, it means like these 8 would have been working with them, like doing that transfer of knowledge with them, providing all-round support on monitoring and evaluation for them. So which starts with you having an M&E officer, then getting that M&E officer comfortable. So we thought like, okay, we should have about 8 of the civil society organization, could be more than that. And I mean also that, you know, from those 8, we have it as a plan that yes, they too can go ahead and train some more civil society organizations within that space, because the story might be like, oh, okay, how did you guys get here, right? So can you also advise us? And I think that is a multiplier effect.
And right now we are targeting around 100 to 300, both for physical coaching and mentoring, and also virtual, right? So one of the ways, of course, to meet them, like I said, is through the learning management system. Some of them are definitely going to be free. Some of them are going to be highly subsidized, you know, for the CSO, because the goal is that we are able to strengthen the capacity of the CSOs so that they can be able to achieve the mandate in terms of sustainable development in Nigeria. So we are targeting 100 to 300 from now to the next 5 years. And as we implement, you know, we will see if we can be able to expand more on that, and is to be able to meet with them, virtual coaching, you know, those that are within our terrain, physical coaching, and mentoring, you know, and just seeing how we can be able to help them build their capacity so that they are able to be the drivers for the change that we want.
As a program, we are aware that we're only going to be here for a short while, and so we work with institutions that are actually going to be around much longer. Like I mentioned, regulators, for example, on the government side. We look out for civil society organizations that are good and going to be around to champion, like the self-regulation I mentioned, the networks. We've gotten them to form themselves into a general assembly, and then they have a national technical committee on civil society self-regulation. So, and they formalize, they have their terms of reference, the structures that would drive this beyond ACT. We are also looking at, like, in terms of legislative engagement, reactivating the civil society liaison office at the National Assembly. You know, if that is there beyond us, it will still continue. We work with some of the international NGOs like OSIWA, MacArthur Foundation, etc. We even collaborate with other donors program like USAID civil society program called, you said, SCALE. A key sustainability measure for us would be that at the end of the day, even beyond us as a program, civil society and the legislators and the regulators are still able to have access to one another and talk and continue to dialogue.